Time for Football is Nice. Hello and welcome to Football is Nice. On Football is Nice today, we're going to be reacting to Man City versus Real Madrid. Hopefully not in the way that Erling Haaland's father did by throwing stuff around. We're going to be looking at the forthcoming fixtures and making our predictions, talking about the forthcoming relegation battle, as well as responding to your comments. Like, for example, dhens32 or 321 says, how about you give us Yanks a quick rundown of how your football works. Do you have playoffs and some sort of championship system? Are there different leagues? Or do you just play randomly play each other in the hopes of qualifying for a World Cup one day? That's culturally insensitive, that, isn't it? They may as well have called us limeys. Like, there are different professional leagues. There's that one that your very own Ryan Reynolds is in with his W Wrexham. And then there's top flight football, the Premier League, where there is relegation, unlike in many American sports. The division below is the Championship, where Gareth's football team that are called Hull City, and on the top of that, they have to live there. That's where they play. And they do have things called playoffs there, where they can, like, the top two teams go up, and then there's playoffs between the next four teams to see which one comes up. West Ham occasionally drop down, the team that I support, into that league. And of course, the World Cup is between nations rather than these professional sports franchises, as you might call them, in your country. I think that's
nicely done.
Enough for now, isn't it, Gareth? Did you watch the Champions League semi-final, Real v Man City?
I did. I thought it was a fascinating game. I mean, ultimately, I think obviously people wanted more goals, but we had two amazing goals. I mean, they were both incredible goals.
Vinicius Jr.
Yeah.
I like him. He ran around, doesn't he?
He does run around. He was immense yesterday, I thought. I think there was like some commentary that is he the best player in the world at the moment? And maybe he is. He was astonishing, I thought. Him
and Haaland, they're the next-gen greats. They're people were saying it was going to be Mbappe and Haaland, but maybe it's Vinicius Jr. If you're a very famous person, would you want Junior at the end of your name? Like Neymar Jr.?
I don't know.
Like, if you've got to go on about your dad all the time.
Right. It's all about...
Can't drop it. You're Junior. People look like implied is your dad. But then I suppose you've got to think about like women changing their name when they're married. Then you're losing your name. I reckon by the time my kids grow up, that won't happen no more.
Right.
I'm going to advise against it strongly. Anyway, so there were two amazing goals. De Bruyne's goal was amazing. Vinicius' goal was amazing. I see Vinicius Jr. swapped his shirts with Edison at the end.
At the end.
Yeah, I had a good look at them.
Brazilians.
All right. I have a good look at them when they take their tops off. Do you?
Probably not as much as you do, but yes, I definitely do.
I have to keep my wife interested by objectifying the players.
She wasn't even there, was she?
She's left me, Gal. It's the truth, because I objectify.
Keep my wife interested. Your wife was out at a yoga class.
My wife is now my penis. I'm a man who's married to his own reproductive organ and has to persuade it to be interested in Jack Grealish's Alice band. Hour after hour.
Grealish is a tough one because he does those thighs of his. And he wears
do you like them?
He wears those little shorts, doesn't he? The calves and all that. Yeah, he's he knows what he's doing. Does Jack Grealish?
Knows exactly
he's playing with me.
What game he's playing? Of course he does. He knows exactly what he's doing. Where's my phone? Because I've got some good things on my phone that I wanted to talk about. If you're a Sopranos fan, and I know you are, there was an episode where AJ got his eyebrows shaved off by some bully boys. We can find a still of that.
Yeah,
perhaps.
I remember that.
AJ's mates shaved, that sort of fraternity type prank that you love so well in America, to shave off someone's eyebrows when they're drunk. Well, have a look at AJ when he had that done, and then have a look at Erling Haaland, and you will see a similarity. I'm not criticising Erling Haaland. He's a perfect person.
Other than his eyebrows. There's hardly any of them.
Yeah, and he's also, his brow is maybe pronounced enough anyway. He's very intense. What was his dad doing? Throwing olives and peanuts at people?
He was celebrating, wasn't he?
He was celebrating through missiles. While continuing to talk about people's physical appearances, I want to say that I've noticed this week that a lot of managers have an assistant that looks like them.
Yes, they do.
Ten Hag has basically another Ten Hag.
Correct.
Jurgen Klopp of Liverpool FC, Ten Hag of Manchester United. Klopp used to have another Klopp.
Yeah. He's got another one now.
Now he's got, and is it another Klopp?
I noticed another Klopp. I noticed it the other day.
So that can't be coincidence,
No.
can it? They keep employing. You know how they say people look like their dogs? People look like their assistants at top flight football.
Yeah.
They get someone that looks like other them. Like I see Ten Hag looking, because obviously West Ham beat Manchester United with a goal that will surely end the career of David De Gea.
At United, maybe.
At United, yeah. Like he won't, like Manchester, like, you know, who now thinks that David De Gea will be at Man United next season? No one in their right mind. And it's all because of Ben Rama's sort of, like, it wasn't a strong shot, was
Fluffed goal,
it? Sort of fluffed, sort of snuffly little shot. Dum, 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 dum. Like sort of going past an outstretched and slightly pathetic hand. Let's have a look at that still. Yes, look, there's AJ without AJ Soprano without eyebrows. If you listen to this as a podcast, he looks like Erling Haaland. Yeah. That's what he looks like. There's a lot of face there. A lot of face could do with a bit more definition. Not that Haaland isn't beautiful and I don't know.
No, well, we talked about his hair last week, didn't we?
And his penis.
We did talk about that.
We
also.
talked about the hue of the tip in considerable detail. I think some people followed up on that. We did talk a lot about the anatomies and bodies of players. Richarlison of Tottenham took his top off, revealing a sort of a dermatological mural on his back that included himself. Tombras was kind enough to send a post explaining it.
Oh, great.
At the bottom is a pic of him as a little boy in the Brazilian ghetto, or they call it barrios there. They've got a good name for it over there. He grew up in, looking up at his face next to two of the great footballing legends, Neymar and Ronaldo.
Oh, it's Ronaldo.
Actually, I wondered. Actually, quite a moving tattoo if he'd not included his own face there. Yeah, that is the problem. Tattooing you on you. I mean, we might as well tattoo your face on your face at that point. It's like when Michael Jackson tattooed his own eyebrows on his eyebrows and tattooed his own lips on his lips. We're showing a picture now for those of you watching this on Rumble of that. Yeah, that don't look like Ronaldo, by the way.
No, that's why I got confused.
And him down there in the barrios, or like, you know, City of Gold days there, still with a number 9 shirt, looking towards his own future. And what's that above his own future? I mean, that looks like a basketball above future Neymar. And then there's actual him, like, his own back. Let me tell you about my life. It's a melancholy Fleetwood Mac song running up his own spine. There he is in the lumbar, being a little boy. Mid-back, he's himself again between Neymar and apparently Ronaldo. Then right up at the top of the spine, he turns back into himself, Richarlison. So his spine is a journey into him. And that's before you even get to the vagus nerve. Well, God knows what that's telling you about. It's a complex and baffling tattoo that he's gone for. Also, some people said, Dumballer particularly, holy shit, you're fucking back. Again, don't know a thing about soccer and football, spelled wrongly, spelled F-U-T-B-A-L. Oh, no. But for some reason, you two talking about it entertains me. Well, the reason we do it is because it takes us into a more relaxed manner of broadcasting, because we spend all our time talking about bringing down the government, deep state corruption, the corporatization of politics, how to diffuse the culture war. And frankly, it's terrifying and exhausting. I mean, wait till you get a load of Friday's show with RFK. You're shown inside the establishment, stuff about the pandemic. So heavy that sometimes it's nice to just talk about football in a relaxed way. I mean, in a way, it's a selfish thing for us to do because we're actually paid to do this. But you're also supposed to do things you're not meant to do. I've got some things I want to point out to you, Gareth, and I'd like your reaction to them.
Sure.
Why was the Bernabeu not sold out last night? I had that tour pooling across behind one of the goals. Is it not sold out?
Well, I guess
because their construction work going on.
It'll be that. Yeah.
That's for Real Madrid, Man City. Like, I don't like it because as a stand-up comedian, if I see that when they black seats out at one of my gigs,
that's a big
I get upset.
For you. Yeah.
I won't do the gig. I'll have a tantrum. I'll melt down. It turns out they're rebuilding the stadium. Why? We watched it on BT Sports. Great coverage from Rio and the gang, Jake et al. Good commentators, good pundits. Why are they changing the name of BT Sports to TNT for?
Oh, no, I heard this as well.
It's confusing.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I like that. That's your point. Don't change the name.
Leave it.
Leave it as it is.
For some corporate reason. I suppose BT is British Telecom. That's confusing because in my mind, BT still means like, well, when I was a boy, BT, British Telecom, because it was publicly owned and paid for by the public. Then they sold it back to the public for some money, and then they didn't give it back to the public. It's this thing they did during when I was growing up. They went, "We're going to sell your stuff, and you can buy it, but it's already mine." I know. That's why this is so crazy. Anyway, give us your money. You can also buy your council house, but it's my house already. I know, but you got to buy it again already. When they sold us British Telecom back, it was Busby then. He was their mascot, their icon. He was a little bird. Phone calls are going cheap. I found him again in my attic. I gave him back to my kids. So I think of BT very much as that.
Right. What, you found a little toy?
Yeah, Busby. He's lost his vest.
Oh.
That's gone. That's never coming back. Nor is his voice. You pull a string.
Him.
Yeah, it was sad.
Have you got many little toys?
Yeah, I've kept a few things, you know.
Is this
some of the Subbuteo players.
Subbuteo. Is it all kind of evocative of, positive memories? Or,
no.
Right.
It's Proustian, but it's negative Proust.
Yeah.
It's Proust with a difference. Proust famously says you can evoke things through smelling something, like you smell a little cake. Oh my God, I've gone back in time.
Yeah.
That's what Proust says.
Right.
You smell Busby's belly. I don't like my stepdad.
Uh-oh.
I don't like my stepdad. You smell Busby's bottom. Why's my dog dead?
Yeah.
It was that sort of thing.
Did you keep those, I'm not going to call them trinkets.
Why?
Did you keep them so that you could tell your children sad stories?
My
from your
children
past?
only want sad stories about my life.
Really?
They go, tell us that story again about how you didn't get on with your stepdad. Well, I didn't get on with my stepdad. Go on, go into it a bit more.
Where's the toy that goes with this story?
Okay, get the toy down from the attic. Get the sad smell-evoking toy down from the attic. Now put on Fleetwood Mac. Let me tell you about my life. In fact, I've got a tattoo of Colin, my stepdad, in the mid-back area. Over here by the buttock is my dog getting hit by a bicycle being ridden by the gas man. Oh, there's the fire in the allotments. It's all there, up and down the old back.
Because you told me that thing when we were in LA together and I caught something that fell off a table and your kids were really impressed with it. Do you remember that thing? And then you said that they said to you something like, I'd be able to catch you or something. What
it was so beautiful. One night at bedtime, they were making me retell another sad story of when I was sent away to school and my Gerbils cage got knocked off. And I knew I was going to do it. It's one of those things where that's why I try to pay attention to my intuition now. Because on that day, right, when I was 11, my intuition said to me, careful of this Gerbils cage, which is not even a proper Gerbils cage. It's an on its side rabbit hutch filled with sawdust because I'd had a rabbit before, but I thought I could keep the Gerbils in there just by turning it on its back and having the cage there.
It was of your design?
I'm behind this masterpiece, so I'm culpable.
Of course I'm culpable. Else's fault.
Of course, I'm only 11. Anyway, I perched it on the edge while I'm cleaning it out, and of course it fell. Now, Barney, who was the mother of the Gerbils, because I thought she was a boy when I got up, and then she had all these babies, she was crushed when the cage fell on top of her.
Do you mean emotionally?
Physically and emotionally. Physically through the midriff, and all the vital organs, sadly, were crushed, as were her emotions, presumably. I can't see how they could have independently remained buoyant under such difficult circumstances. Although in some ways it's possible, because they say that this is somewhat apocryphal, that they'd done a study on lottery winners and people that had become paraplegic as a result of an accident in life. And the lottery winners that was miserable fuckers stayed miserable. And the lottery winners that were happy, they were, oh, this is great, I can buy whatever I want. Same with paraplegics. The paraplegics that have been miserable fuckers, oh, this is hell, obviously. And the ones that are upbeat, it could have been worse.
Yeah, you come back to your level of happiness, apparently.
Unless you go on a spiritual voyage and cultivate your inner self and find a deep connection with God.
They didn't mention that in the news segment.
Of course not. There wasn't time for that. Anyway, so when I told my children that, because they're always mining me for sad stories, I told them already about the terrible death of the Gerbils. Several Gerbils died. In my mind, it's like a film. You know, in a scene in a film, it could be Platoon, it could be a Terrence Malick film. It's one of those films, and then it plays that sort of music, and everything's all slow motion. They're looking around. Think of the beach
shots
scene.
Of nature and stuff.
No, it's a massacre on a beach, Normandy. A death, and they're looking around in the devastation. Say there's an explosion, it goes all white.
Yes.
And then you're sort of looking around, it's all slow motion now, and they're looking around for everything. There's Gerbil stories like that.
Right.
In my mind. Anyway, having told them this story for the umpteenth time, not because I want to tell it, because they love it, they keep making me tell it. I don't know why, they're trying to help me process it, I think. Yeah. They went, it's a shame you weren't friends with Gareth then, because Gareth could have caught that gerbil cage, because they'd seen Gareth catch a bowl that someone knocked over at a meal that we were at, and Gareth went, whoop, like that, and caught it very quick, very impressive, and the kids were like, that's good, Gareth done that. They clocked it and they remembered it. Anyway, they thought that it's a shame, they thought, that you weren't there back at my boarding school when I was 11 to catch that gerbil cage. And I was like, yeah, in a way,
is a
kids.
shame.
As in a way, Gareth does do that job in a way, because my blunders that could potentially lead to travesty and problems are often caught by Gareth. Like, whoa, don't say it. Whoa, maybe not that. Maybe not that. Yeah. Nose.
We'd
Like
also
that.
have saved the lives of many innocent gerbils, wouldn't we? Well, wouldn't I? Actually.
Think of the ongoing, in a Schindler's List way, like think of all the descendants of those gerbils that would have been saved had
I've been there.
You could have been the Oscar Schindler, but of gerbils.
I've always wanted to be that. What would we have been? Would we have been mates when we were young? I mean, you'd have been a few years ahead of me, so it would have been interesting.
Puffing about. Right there, little fella. I appreciate you catching the gerbils. It was very decent of you. Now, let me tell you a thing about Lady Life. She's a cruel mistress. Anyway, do you want to have a look at these porn mags and have some popping candy?
Sorry, I've got to do French horn practice.
Get back here. Let's go on a crazy journey together. Wait a minute. Wow. During the commentary for Real Madrid versus Man City, Steve McManaman said this. Oh no, my phone's actually writing down everything I'm saying, because when I did it, oh, stop. It's like so mental to see that. That was like being spied on in real time. That was like Five Eyes stuff. It was saying everything I was saying.
That is what's happening right now.
Right. So Steve McManaman, formerly of Liverpool and, of course, Real Madrid, like when there was like a penalty claim at one point in the game, said, "Oh, it's getting ridiculous. Everyone wants a penalty for everything now. Everyone wants a penalty for everything. I want a penalty for that. I want a penalty for that." And it's everyone doing it. It's not that bad, Steve.
No.
It's not everyone wants a penalty. That's as extreme as it could be.
Yeah.
You can't actually, that's hyperbole. So you can't go beyond that. No. Everyone wants, you could say some people want a penalty for it. No, everyone wants a penalty for everything.
Everything.
Now, whoa, that's too much. I can't deal with that level of people wanting penalties.
He was on the side of City, I guess, wasn't he? Because Madrid were doing the kind of usual Madrid thing of trying to get fouls and all this kind of stuff and shoving Man City
Would
players.
he not maintain an affinity?
You would have thought so, but I guess, he's he's a proper pundit, isn't he?
If you know a lot about football, right, or even just are culturally interested in football, here are some things that you oddly will know. Daniel Levy. Oh, they're going to have to negotiate. Oh, they're going to have to negotiate with Daniel Levy at Spurs.
He's a tough one. He don't give anything away, Levy.
Like, no, why do you know that?
Yeah.
Like, why does everyone know? It's like he can't be mentioned.
Yes.
It's like if someone mentions kilts,
right,
you have to go, oh, did you wear underpants under them? Or did you do it? That's what you have to say, right? Yeah. It's like those two things live together. Someone mentions Daniel Levy. Oh,
that's true.
He won't let Kane go to Man United. No. He's a tough negotiator, Daniel Levy. Is he what? Especially and particularly and beyond other people so much, though, that it cannot not be mentioned every time. Like it's a song. Like there's a button on your perineum that's pressed every time Daniel Levy's name is mentioned. Daniel Levy, chairman of Tottenham Hotspur. Oh! I'm actually going to see...
It's true, because I've never negotiated with Daniel Levy, ever.
The only thing I know is when he's on that documentary, he seems nice.
Yeah, that's never happened in my life. And yet, as you say, if you mention Daniel Levy, that's the first thing I will do.
Good luck! All right, are we going to split this bill then, Daniel? Oh, it's like as if every one of us has had the experience of Daniel Levy going, I never had none of the garlic bread. You drank that red wine, only I had tap water.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that Daniel Levy is going to negotiate with you about everything all the time. Although Harry Kane is 50 years old and he's still now
and has
not
won
got his
nothing.
dream move. He's just trying to. He's trying to win. They're having to make a statue of him just so he wins something. And now you've won this. It's you, but just made out of metal. Oh, does anyone else care? Nope. No one cares. And if you ever do anything else, could I go to Man City and win things with the others? Nope. You're staying here to look at Metal You. You've got Metal You now. Metal You should cheer you up. That's one thing. The other thing is Stockley Park.
Yes.
Oh, Stockley Park. That one's going to Stockley Park. Listen, Stockley Park. Don't. Stockley Park is because of VAR, video assistant referee. Is that what it is? Like now they replay things like American sports have always done. And like they were saying should happen for ages and ages. Now they do that, right? like they replay things and then it's like nitpickery video. Generally, I don't like VAR.
Right.
That's my general position of it.
See.
Because in my mind, it belongs with technological encroachment on human capacity. That's where I place it. Of course, that opinion would alter if VAR would have helped West Ham in some way, but often VAR hasn't helped West Ham. Like, for example, earlier this season, there was a goal against Chelsea that Jared Bowen got, and they didn't use VAR. It should have been. Anyway, so it seems what I remember more is the times it goes against me than the times it goes for you.
Yeah, it's that standard, isn't it?
It's adjudicated from Stockley Park.
You are right, the way
That's
that
where the
people
person
talk
is.
about it. No one even knows where that is. Well, I'm sure some people do, but the rest of us don't.
I bet it's near Isleworth,
Yeah, I
where
kinda think that.
Sky, it's like one of those M25 unplaces.
Yes.
There's a road that loops London, and it's sort of corralled within it are unspaces and untowns. The place that I'm from, Grays, is sort of like a tassel on the M25, like a nipple tassel around the areolae of the M25. Yeah, that's how I see reality. That's the way I think. Yeah. So Stockley Park, people say, oh, we're going to have to see what... Stockley Park, it's just become...
Yeah.
Oh, it's a synecdoche. That's what it is. Stockley Park now means it's become linguistically emblematic of what... of the adjudication of tech. Like a synecdoche, like the White House. It's West London near Hillingdon.
Right.
Hillingdon, life sciences. That's all we know about Hillingdon. That's where they experiment on cats.
True.
So they put soap in their eyes.
Yeah, never get the two mixed up.
Never go... okay.
Is it a penalty or not? I don't know. I'm having trouble with the tail.
Surely that was offside. I don't know. It smells delicious, but this rabbit just shat a load of blood. What? Was that offside? No, only from L'Oreal. Yeah, Hillingdon and Stockley Park have got to make sure that they don't ever cross jurisdictions like the streams in Ghostbusters. Otherwise, it's in a business park. Jamie, the producer of the show, is telling us. Yeah, of course it is. It's in an unspace.
Imagine the reason why they make so many bad decisions because they bloody hate being there for a start. Must be awful.
It's so grim. There's no character. If you look at architecture, I don't want to be all in my day about it, but if you look at a municipal building from like Victorian England, it's beautiful. Like the masonry, it's like people loved communities. They loved society. They were proud to participate in their culture. And buildings are an expression of the community, an expression of love. Now, everything's just like a sort of a dropped glum box or a sarcastic piss take like the Guggenheim. Oh, this is what a building could be. Well, it's all wobbly. Like, no one gives a shit anymore. Are there any values? I'm old. I'm officially old. I can't get an erection. I actually can. That's part of the problem. It's just there's no need to. I'm
glad we got onto that.
Yeah, well, we're about to... Oh, and on that note, here comes my oldest child. Come in, darling, come in. You're right, mate. You come see me. And then my other daughter. Hello, Mabes. Hello, Pegs. Who are my babies?
We want pizza.
You want pizza? You're going to do it? Sassy's still here. What are you going to say?
Poo poo bum bum fucking hell.
Good girl. That's it. Another generation. We're fine. We're going to be rich. This is a dynasty like the Kennedys we're building here. You taking that, kitten? There they go, my kids. There they go.
I really like that moment that Peggy came towards you, and you thought she was leaning in to give you a kiss, and actually what she was doing is leaning into the mic to say "poo poo bum bum fucking hell."
I felt the kind of pride that, like, she is actually already the pupil has surpassed the teacher.
Yes.
I thought she was coming to cuddle me, but she was coming to just rain down expletives on the mic. That's what they think my job is. Like, I'm going to work now, and I go, what do you think my job is? And like they go, oh, fucking hell, bum, poo, willy.
That's a certain percentage of it. I think
It's
that's
a
absolutely right
significant
about.
percentage. It's the foundations. That's simply the foundations of what I do. Putting Vaseline on people's cuts.
Yes,
I don't think
isn't good enough.
Don't just put Vaseline on a cut.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's blocking it all up.
Right.
And why they could have done that 100 years ago. Vaseline's been around for ages.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing it for a long time.
They've always done that.
Yeah.
Like boxing, I suppose. They do that.
That's the thing. That's why I'm slightly
don't seem
surprised
right.
that we haven't moved on from it in a way. That
A
they're
cut.
still relying on the old
There you
Vaseline.
go. Put petrol in it. That'll solve it.
Yeah.
It's not right, is it? It's not the right thing to do. All right, we've got a whole bunch of content on Football is Nice. We've got your comments, of course, and thank you so much for your contributions. At the end, we're going to be doing our predictions. There's a relegation battle. My club, West Ham, we're safe now after beating Man United and ending the career of De Gea. You did tell us. In a shocking result, Everton beat Brighton 5-1. Astonishing. In pink shirts on top of that. That's surprising. Fulham beat Leicester, condemning Leicester to the Championship and meaning there'll be a bonanza fire sale at Leicester with players like Tielemans and Madison and maybe Vardy. Vardy stays.
I think he'll probably
stay in the Championship.
Henry Barnes, he's the
Harvey Barnes.
Harvey Barnes, sorry.
Is he one of the plum picking the left?
I think he's a great player.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who's getting all of these people?
I don't know. I mean, a couple of them will go to West Ham. Certainly.
Leicester fans won't like that. Think Forest might stay up because they beat James's club, Southampton,
it's so tight.
4-3.
I've no idea.
I want Forest to stay up.
Do you think Leicester are down, do you?
No, it's impossible to tell on the points decision because it's changing. What I'm happy about is it like West Ham's last games aren't going to be as significant as I thought I would. They were like, we've got the fixtures up here and it's proper maths. It's proper maths.
Yeah.
You go, hold on a minute, if they beat that. But football does that. This is what I'm holding out for. Everton beating Man City. That would be amazing.
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
For the title as well.
The title race, because then like Arsenal have only got a point to make up. Then it's possible. It's possible. They're not going to do it in goal difference. Essentially, City have to lose one and draw one, and Arsenal have to win everything. Right. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that going to happen? Well, maybe, but like that's not like last night. The Bernabeu's going to have to take them off track, is it? It's not going to actually take them off track.
No, if anything, I think it will give them confidence. I mean, there was a period in that game where Madrid were all over City. I mean, they'd gone 1-0 up because Man City started well, didn't they?
Yeah.
But then Madrid scored. Madrid were dominant. I thought they were going to get another one. Man City getting back into that game, you've got to think it's just going to give them confidence.
BR60 attacked me, right, because I was sort of criticising both Wrexham and Man City and all that stuff. Right. He said, Brand, I always know I'm in for a drubbing when someone calls me Brand, you know?
Yeah.
Brand, putting success down to money shows his ignorance. That's where he starts.
Okay.
He's just starting that. It's actually quite a well-written attack. This is the theme of the attack.
Okay.
That's ignorance. But it's not, because year after year, you can go, this is their wage bill, this is their position. There's normally a correlation.
Yeah, the only anomaly this season is Chelsea.
Chelsea's an anomaly. Are Brighton an anomaly in the other direction?
Certainly they are. Yeah, but there are more cases for teams who haven't spent as much doing well than there are teams who've spent a lot of money doing badly, I would suggest.
When that happens, it's disgusting and mental, isn't it? Like, what happens at Chelsea is mad.
Insane.
Like, there's so many good players there, you can't even really remember it. Hold on a minute, doesn't Kai Havertz play? Wait a minute, what's going on? Where's Aubameyang?
Yeah.
One of my favourite names to say in the world, Aubameyang. Because you get to say Obama and you think, well, that was enjoyable. And then Yang, right at the end.
They played Jorginho, didn't they? And everyone
says that was a master stroke.
But look at another one. Chelsea just got rid of him.
He's no good. Get rid of him.
£7 million off to Arsenal. Oh, he's brilliant.
Go on, say your thing. You like sound about Chelsea.
No, it's just it's amazing that when they haven't got a striker and then you look Tammy Abraham, who they just discarded. They're like, oh, we don't have any place for Tammy Abraham.
Get him out of here.
Doing brilliantly at Roma. It's madness. Giroud gone to Milan.
Get him out of
here. £1 million. He's in the Champions League semi-final. It's crazy.
Because what Chelsea are, and forgive me if you're a Chelsea fan, because I've obviously got friends that are fans of every club there is. And so I think of my friend Parker, who loves Chelsea. I've got my mate, what's that mate? Little Liam. He's a Chelsea fan. My Uncle Rick, Chelsea fan. I know lots of Chelsea fans. But this is what they are. Superficial. Glory hunters without souls. Right? Yeah. Like, because, look, like with a Chelsea fan, like they've corralled together these Russian purchased spoils, haven't they?
Yep.
And they're out of touch with reality, aren't they?
I think so.
And if they went down, like they can't go down, but like it's just such a mad experiment. And that Todd Burley, or whatever he's called, who's bought Chelsea, and the American fella, no disrespect, who's bought off the Russian, he looks like Luke Skywalker when he's old. He looks like old Luke Skywalker. When Luke Skywalker's on an island and he's gone wrong, like Todd Burley, there's a comparison to it. Like when Luke Skywalker's lost his dignity and he's on an island and he's forgotten everything he ever stood for. Yeah. That's what Todd Burley. If that's indeed the correct way to say his name. Anyway, Brand shows his ignorance. Man United have spent $1.5 billion and been nowhere near the league title for 10 years. Yeah, but they've been extracting money and the infrastructure of the club is terrible. Look at the state of Chelsea and God knows what they've spent. And Man City, are actually 10th place in transfer spending league table after the last 5 years. But isn't that because of the good business they've done on the way out?
Yeah. Look, okay. In the last, what, years?
There's Todd Bowley.
Yeah.
Put him next to Mark Hamill. All old Luke Skywalker. I tell you, even not next to. You can do it sequentially, and people can do it in their old time. Like, they look the same, if you ask me. Go on.
The
what are you
way
saying,
that
Gal?
City have built since the Sheikh money came in, you can't discount that. That's absolutely crazy talk to do that. I understand what they're saying about Man United, but they've been badly managed. It's not to say there aren't other criteria.
I think Man City, fair play. There's no financial fair play unless every time Man City buy a player for themselves, they've got to buy a player for someone else.
For someone else. But I don't understand this system of yours because
it's mad. Well, we're going to go into depth in a minute, right? We're going to wrap this up, and we're going to go over to locals. Join us there.